All right, folks. Recently on Melissa Melissa Miller's Instagram, there was a conversation about these undetectable plastic knives that, if you've never seen these before, they, in theory, don't show up on a metal detector. Let's talk a little bit about this. And I wanted to, this was just kind of my video response to that. Now, the brand that was shown on hers is not this brand. I actually don't even know what this brand is. As you can see, there's not really, other than mentioning that it comes out of Langley or was made for Langley, which is, of course, where the CIA is. It doesn't really say who made it. So if anybody in the community recognizes this and knows who the maker is, let us know in comments. But let's test this out against a couple things today, including a little bit of ballistic gelatin. So first off, is this really undetectable? So yes and no. These are, from my understanding, these are undetectable versus like the wands. So if you go into like, you know, a nightclub or something like that where they do the wanding as you go in, then this should be able to pass that, and it's pretty low profile, as you can see, so you could certainly conceal this on you. But the more modern equipment that's in government buildings and airports and things like that, my understanding is that this will absolutely be detected because of the shape. So don't be stupid, don't break the law, don't try it. You know, I'm not responsible for the stupidity that you may or may not do, but I can tell you that from what I understand, this will not pass through those, and you're going to get yourself pulled aside and you're going to get the rubber glove treatment. So, you know, enjoy that, have fun with that. So for me, this was more like a collectible thing. I actually, if you're wondering where I got it from, I traded this with a stranger at a gun show, to be honest with you. And it was more just like kind of a gimmicky thing. I have no intentions of ever using this or anything like that. But let's talk about this. Is it legit for like a self-defense weapon? Obviously, if this was made for the CIA, then the idea was to discreetly get this into covert situations so that the operator could have, so the agent could have some kind of cutting utensil or weapon on them. So as you can see, not terribly sharp, right? I can run my fingers along both edges. It's mildly sharp, but I'm certainly not at risk of cutting through the skin just by that. We're going to do a couple other tests here in just a minute to show you. It's fairly thick, right? Like it's not easy to bend. So pointy, stabby wise, yeah, I think it could absolutely do some damage. Slicey dicey, I'm not so sure. So we're going to test that on a couple things. The first thing we'll do is we're going to test it on a little bit of paracord. I don't think it's going to perform well, to be honest with you, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. I've never tried this. This was just like something I picked up as a gimmick, and it's been sitting in my collection and never really tested it out. So this is what you're seeing here is first for me. I'm going to learn with you. So we're going to do a little slicey test. I don't think it would pass the push test, to be honest with you, but let's try a slicey test. Okay. Yeah, not having much luck here. Can we saw it? Let's use the other side and see if we can saw it. Not doing great. Not doing great. Just barely broke the nylon layer. Now, conversely, this is the Holtzman Gorilla Sentinel. I will go ahead and put a QR code for this somewhere in the video here, and a discount code so that you can go ahead and get you one of these. This is my current EDC. Really nice knife, very fidget friendly, right? Very slick. Watch how easy this will cut through the paracord. Okay, no problems there. Let's do that again, right? Very, very, I mean, you can see the obvious difference here. All right, now let's do a paper test here. All right, now let's try a paper test. A paper test is one of the best ways to test the sharpness of a knife. And what it should look like is something like this, okay? Okay, that's what you're expecting. I really don't think this is going to do this, but let's give it a try. It can't even penetrate it, guys. No. Try the other side. Just for giggles. No, that's not happening, guys. So obviously the sides here, now they're a little sharp. Like I said, I can feel the sharpness, but there's no cuts just by doing that. If I did that on this blade, I'm definitely going to cut my skin. All right. Now, by the way, you should be definitely following Melissa Miller, aka Melissa Backwoods. She was on Naked and Afraid. Got to meet her at Bladeshow. She is an awesome person, super sweet, and really knows her knives and her survival skills really well. All right. And last thing here is I've got some ballistic gelatin. Now I picked this up at Bladeshow, and if you want to get yourself some of this, Chris Mills at ballisticdummylab.com is where you can get this. So if you're not familiar with what ballistic gelatin is, it is basically the same texture and toughness of human skin, right? Durability of human skin. And so it gives you an idea of like how something would perform against human flesh. All right. So we're going to give this a try. Now, again, like I said, I have no doubts that it can stabby. I have serious doubts about how effective it is versus slicey. So let's try, I'm going to try just a corner here, and I'm just going to try to do a little slice and see what it does. Okay, so we did get, and that was a moderate amount of force. We got like a surface level cut. Let me try like a little bit more intense, what you might do if this was truly a defense situation and you were having to be aggressive to protect your own life. See, I expected more. That did not do what I thought it would do. All right, let's try again. I'm going to go a little bit more aggressive with the other side. Yeah, these are all like surface level cuts. Really not anything that I would say is going to stop a fight. Not impressed so far. All right. And then we're going to do a couple little stabbies, which I think this should perform just fine for that. Okay, so you can see if I get up close here, definitely protruded. It's, just about, actually, I might be able to put it in there and show you. It pierced through basically down to the card. Okay, so half inch or whatever. If this was thicker, I have no doubt it would go further. So as far as like, again, small cuts though, right? That's not going to stop a fight. As far as like as a defensive tool, if you're in danger of imminent bodily harm, right? Because I only would talk about this stuff in terms of self-defense. Certainly has some stabby potential. I do not like it as a tool for slicey. I just don't think that it's going to get the job done in an effective enough manner that I would ever trust my life with this, right? So by comparison, let's go with the Holtzman again. Okay, and I'm going to use a different corner here, and I'm just going to do first just a light slice. Okay, surface level abrasion. You might not even be able to see that on the camera. I'm going to go down a little further. I'm like a little harder. That's a pretty big cut right there. That's going to cause a lot of blood loss right there. All right, and let's go just a little bit more here. That's a bad time right there. That person's going to need to go to the hospital. And of course, do a little stabby. Don't want to stab my fingers with this. Yeah. Oh. So, right. Again, it's going to penetrate very easily. And I mean, that cut right there, that's a bad time. That's going to be that would be a lot of blood loss. Right. So let's just kind of. I didn't expect this to perform the same as this. It really, that would have been very surprising to me. But I hope that answers questions. Now, again, the brand that was talked about in that original post from Melissa was not this brand. So maybe that performs a whole lot better. I don't have one of those to test with. I just have this one which again, I don't know the exact brand on this. If anybody knows it, let me know. And again, it was just kind of a gimmicky thing. It might serve as like a letter opener or something like that, but I certainly wouldn't trust it the way that I would trust something like that. All right. Folks, this is Prepping with Sarge. If you get anything of value out of this, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to check in the description down below for some discount codes for products that I think you will enjoy. And also don't forget to check out the knife review playlist, which I will link right now. Keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.